said? I didn't even keeping tab on time. Still want to ask questions. How the man had done with the money. They can see Buhari to ask questions now. Saying the Nigerian treasury. The boss is like, I'm keeping it right now. Okay, you went in. Okay, you joined the freeze with TMC TV dot. Let me help you. Which of them do you want to use?
Anyone.
So this one is the previous one. The one that has life is currently on.
Boss, the one who commission get to, the one who commission something for yourself. After 4 now.
Are they still there? Are they still there?
Yeah, they are asleep for motion.
What about Eddie? Where's Eddie?
It's doing it. The card is not. Let me see how many.
It's 32.
32.
It's not large enough.
Uh, use it before. It will do the position. Yeah?
It's a better card than that.
There's no
MC for today, we need your attention. Please, where's our MC? Please, the food will be the last thing. One more matter to discuss. The food will be the last thing for today. One more thing to discuss, and we'll go and eat. Please, let us be seated. Everybody, please come and let be seated. Please, K-Track, can you stop service? K-Track, can you stop service? K-Track, stop service. We discuss in 5-10 minutes and we are done. We go back and eat. K-Track, please stop service. Please stop serving. Please. Let's have our seats. Please. Thank you. K-Track, please stop serving, please. Yes, please. It's okay. Sorry, we'll continue from there. It's okay, please. Stop serving. Yes, it's okay. We'll continue from there. Stop serving, please. Stop serving, please. Please, let's have our seat, please. Let's go back. And the wife will allow. Thank you. Please let's have our seats. We will stand accordingly. Please let's take our seats. We don't want to bother you. Be on the queue. Please can we sit down? We will be served accordingly. Please, we are going to be served in our respective seats. Please, 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 let's go back to our seats. They will not stop us here. Those animals will go now. Thank you. About don't pay. And I trust I was avoid. They are not going to repeat. Thank you. Yes, please be seated. You will be served accordingly. Please, please, bear with us. Let's have our seats. Caterers, please arrange your boys, arrange your beds. Let them go around and take care of those who have not been served. Listen, arrange everybody, make sure they go and serve them at their respective positions. Thank you. Thank you. The rest assured, the caterers will get to you, please. Please. Let's have our seats. Let's have our seats. We are no more students, so we can't queue to eat. Please, let's be masters of ourselves. We're going to have our seats. Thank you. Please, can we have our seats? Thank you. Yes, caterers, do the info. Let's go around, make sure everyone is taken care of. Thank you. Please, can we be seated? I want to thank you for your cooperation in that thing. All of us, you guys are great. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. We are not. We should be sad. Thank you. A lot of thank you. Yes. Other.
Is that
Thank
like
you. Thank you. Yeah. And do it quietly. Thank you. Best way to do it. Yes. Please, if you know you are talking one, don't ask for more. We are not Liverpool. I want to believe that we are great men, gone from all walks of life, battle tested in so many fields, the winners of so many wars. I salute you all. Yes. Please, I will be seated. I will be seated. Yeah. Everybody will understand. We have enough to eat. We have food for over 500 people. And we are not up to 300 here. Please be rest assured. We'll get to you. Like that. Now this chair, now this chair. Wait. Yeah. This is the chair. This is the chair. Thank you for your cooperation. I don't tell you the time to say. Please. This is the chair. Your attention is needed here. Dr. Henry, please, your attention is needed. Dr. Henry, your attention is needed. Thank you. Barrister Olosuma, Victor, Barrister Victor Olosuma, please, your attention is needed. Please, I want you guys here. Barrister Olosuma, yes. Dr. Henry, please, can you come forward? Victor Olosuma, please, can you come up? Yeah. Victor Olosuma, that's quiet. Your attention is needed. Henry, your attention is needed. Thank you. You want to salute our brothers, you guys are marvelous. You will now sit down and take it back again. You guys are good, you guys are great. Love you all. Thank you. Please, can we settle down? Thank you. We need food, sir. But at least it doesn't matter. Junior must eat. I can't just give him mokiti. Hey, boss. What did the president say? What did he tell you? That man. Yeah. Yes. We are great people. Great, Rosa. Ah, we did talk. Yeah, we did talk. Oh, there you go. A little bit more. Please, there is a very important. Hello. Hello. Please, can we settle down? Can we settle down? Please, can we settle down?
Let me listen to your.
Please, can we settle down? Let's get ready for the keynote address, please. The speaker has to be handed in silence twice, please. Next on the agenda is the keynote address. The speaker is ready to go. Please, can we all be seated? Can we all be seated, please? Thank you. Keynote address says we need to be silent. We need to be quiet. We need to listen. Enjoy. Yes, please. No movement. Please, can you leave the line? Yeah, please be seated. Enjoy. Why are we? This is a very important aspect of this program. Please, please clear the eye. This program is being live all over the world. So please comport yourself. Let me see the rule of harassment.
This thing,
Gentlemen, introducing to you Mr. Peter of Varsity. He was the MD Yes. Hello. Pakopane. Obimano. It's our own. He has done so well for you. We will salute you. Welcome, sir. Okay. Great Tango. Great Tango. Are you taking it? I know that the day has been fast paced. I also know that we are having late dinner. So the attention span may not be too strong. But I beg you to please listen to my brief keynote address. When I say brief, I'm talking about four pages. I'd like to stand on the existing protocols and to acknowledge very special way the global president in the person of Colonel Paul Ihiale and his ever and able the pillar of sport. I would also like to acknowledge all other members of our school present here. I would like to thank the others of this convention because this is one convention like no other. I think the whole Benin City will know that West Anglican Grammar School is in town. Therefore, the organizers, I thank you very, very much for this beautiful event that you have put together. If you look around, the energy in the room is very strong, reflective of what happened when old boys meet. They attempt to compress years at school, roll back the clock mentally, which happens when we meet like this. However, I am sure that some of us will also be hissing and saying, oh my God, because of some of the students, some of our members that are gone, that are dead. And I think that is the grace of God that we celebrate. Now, I think it's also very nice to be back from all over the world, back to Benin City, and back to the school grounds to see things for yourself firsthand. The topic of my keynote address is leaving a legacy. But you know, this is a grammar school. Leaving a legacy that we are talking about is L-I-V-I-N-G. Living, which means live it. There is also leaving a legacy, which is L-E-A-V-E or V-I-N-G. Which the second one is talking about when people write will at the end of their life and they say, I want to leave a legacy, they can then donate to the school. And this could be alumni or non-alumni. But what we are talking today is not coming in to just make a donation, ask for a hall to be named after you, and then you disappear. We are talking about living it, which is L-I-V-I-N-G. And living a legacy, I think, should be very clear to everybody. It is not for all comers. To leave a legacy, you must be very dedicated. You must be very committed to the cause. And there must be a core of people who have agreed that in addition to every other thing that they are doing, they want to leave a legacy using their ability. I would like to take us very briefly to what are the data on a Anglican Grammar School. Because preparing this speech, I went to the Ministry of Education and I said, can I get some data on schools in Edo State? I want data on private schools, missionary schools, and public schools, so that we can see how they are performing. Now, for Edo Anglican Grammar School, there's also a school coexisting here, which is St. Mary Anglican Grammar School. I'm told that that is temporary and that they will eventually move to their permanent location. But for now, based on WIEC results of 2016, those Anglican Grammar School have scored 60% in WIEC, which means that 40% have been failing. And I think that is a very big challenge to the school authorities. However, for NECO, from 2016, Rose Anglican Grammar School has been recording 90%. You will now begin to see the difference between WASC and NECO. Because for WASC, it's 60%, for NECO, it is 90%. I believe that we will be happy to see Rose at WASC move to 90%. The number of teachers in Rose Anglican Grammar School are 29. 9 out of the 29, 26 are graduates. That means they attended university. And 3 both NCE. Out of the 29, 15 are male and 14 female. So it's almost equally balanced. And I believe that when St. Mary moves out, the data could be different. There are 6 blocks in this school, and there are 29 classrooms. And the total student population is 508, 380 boys, and 190 girls. So if you add that together, that's about 580. Now 580 divided by 29 classrooms will give you an average of 20, which means that on average you have 20 people in the class. And that is very, very good. I think we are fortunate in this period that we are talking about decade education to have a school that have 29 classrooms, 29 teachers, total 580, and then 20 students per class on average. That is very useful. Now, in terms of infrastructure, we have school hall, and we are in school hall here. And you agree with me that it is only very few secondary schools that have this quality of hall. And it has stood the test of time. I remember when we were writing our final exams in 1979. I sat somewhere there. I can still remember the spot. So this is a beautiful hall. There are school libraries. There are also laboratories for biology, physics, chemistry, and home economics. They said they are moderately furnished, which, and if you look at that very well, that means that more work should be done to raise the standard of those laboratories. We also have fine art studio. Now, in terms of game facilities, there is a standard football field, but I think if you look at the football field, it's difficult to tell whether it is standard because it is not marked out and it's not maintained. There is also a lawn tennis facility. I'm sure the sport is there. I learned that in those days, Brigadier General Samuel Ogwemudi used to come here to play lawn tennis. But that sport is there on revive. Table tennis, indoor, and long jump pitch. In terms of size, I'm sure this side of the campus will be about 10 hectares, which is about 25 acres. Excluding the other side that has been taken over, and that is subject for further discussions. We are in the COVID season, and this environment has been very COVID compliant from student point of view. I mean, they have Veronica buckets, infrared thermometers, and the students and teachers always wear face masks. This data is obtained from the Ministry of Education examination report dated 25th of May 2021. And their recommendation is that the management of the school is doing very well, and that the old boys should contribute more. So I'm surprised that the examiners did not say that the Anglican Communion should join the old boys to do better. I think that's the background of the school. But the next thing we need to talk about very briefly is the whole idea of schools moving from missionaries to government and from government to missionaries. When we became independent in 1960, the whole idea was that government wants to make sure that Nigerians behave like Nigerians. So the issue was colonialism. That in order to remove colonial mentality, schools should be indigenized as much as possible. That was the first wave. The second wave was after the Civil War, there was a bill that tribe was becoming a very big issue. And as such, the federal government came up with unitary schools, federal government colleges that brought students from different environments to the same place in order to forge unity and defeat tribalism, particularly in the eastern region following the Civil War. But the reality is that after the Civil War, the government itself was very rich. They had a lot of money, and some state governments would spend 40% of their budget on education. At that time, the missionaries were agitating that schools must be returned to them. And government did not bother to listen because they were buoyant enough to run the school. And they served the purpose of breaking that tribalism. But down the line, as the economy became a bit stretched and governments were under pressure, they started yielding and then they released the schools so that at least they can be free from that part of spending money. And the school became back to the missionaries. And the mission schools have been wrecked by government. And government now said, run your schools. That also was very odd. And I think in the case of Anambra State, under Peter Obi, the government indeed gave money to the missionary schools, about 773 million. And that went on. So that's the journey. And I think Rose Anglican Grammar School is not different from that same journey. We can now move briefly to leaving a legacy. Leaving a legacy the alumni way is all about the restoration of correct standards by committed old boys. So we are saying that the standards have been wrecked. You can see the standard 5 years ago. Those wrecked standards is what those who are committed to leave a legacy are trying to rebuild. Now, in organizing themselves, what do old boys do in order to restore the right standard? There are basically 3 ways. One way, you organize yourself as we have done, and then you operate with the owners of the school, and then you try to make progress. And that means you are operating informally. They didn't send you, they didn't give you a contract, but you're organizing yourself to support them. The second approach is to do that same thing, but in addition, have an alumni office to support the expo. And that alumni office, we have staff who are permanent staff working to support the expo. You will agree with me that what is going on right now, the expo does everything. They do the printing, they do the execution of projects, and I think other things that is not sustainable. We need to have an alumni office. That office can be somewhere in it. The third approach, of course, is where you really sit down with the owners of the school as partners and you agree what is the plan for the school. And then the school can come to you and say, okay, the plan, and you work with them. And the school can go ahead to give you a space within the premises where the alumni office will be located. This of the alumni office, apart from coordination, is to keep a database, a register of students. As they are graduating, you capture them. As they check locations, you capture them. And also, work with the EXCO to ensure that events like this, to be seen the alumni office, helping us to organize catering, and the rest of them. The alumni office, we should also relate with fundraising. When you are raising funds from high net worth individuals who may not even be students or ex-students, the alumni office can do that. And also working with financial institutions to ensure that little money we have, whether it is 17 million, 1 billion, is properly managed, professionally managed through fund managers. So, what we have been doing, running informally without an alumni office, and yet we have achieved all this. Imagine what we will achieve if we have an alumni office that is located here, and we also have the alumni that agree to work with us, show us their budget, and then we tell them, okay, your budget is 1 billion or your budget is 100 million. What can you contribute? And they tell us what they can contribute. And we go back to our members, tell our members what they can contribute. And we work together transparently. That is required. And currently, that is absent. Now, some of our chapters, some of our sects, when we tell them to raise money, some of them will say we are raising money for the Anglican community. Somebody told me, said my father paid school fees to Anglican communion. I can't keep on paying school fees to them. But that's not the point. And that is not even the legacy. Because the targets are the students. We were students, we benefited. There are current students, we need to help them to benefit. That is leaving a legacy. It's not about the Anglican communion. It's not about government. It's about the students. So whether it is in Canadian University and you graduated from there and you want to contribute, you are not contributing to the owners of the school. You are contributing in the interest of the students. As long as we keep that in mind, that our target must always be the students, then of course we'll be making a lot of progress. The other thing I'd like to talk on briefly, the papers are available to be circulated, but I like your patience, and so I want to be brief. The other thing I will talk about is the structures. Government itself has a role. We talked about the Anglican communion, and we said their role is to be transparent, to see Old Boys Association as partners, to open up their plans so that we can know what they are doing. Today, I heard about global president talking about 17 million. That's a, if you now ask global president, what percentage is that in what the Anglican communion spends? I'm sure we know the answer. We want to be in a position where we can say we contributed 20%, and the communion contributed 80%. And we can tell ourselves, let us increase that 20% because we know that the Anglican communion is doing their best, but their best is not good enough for the standard of what is said. but we must know the ratios at which we are operating. For government, for government, the duty of government is to set standards. The fact that schools are handed over does not mean that you have some supervision. So we will be appealing that government to set standards and compel the owner, whether it's Anglican community, whether it's private, to meet standards. If we insist on that, I'm sure that there will be no debate. The Ministry of Education, the inspection department, should be able to come into a school and say, this school does not meet our standard in terms of health. They don't have hygienic toilet facilities, or the classrooms are too cramped. So setting standards and enforcing standards is what we force the owners of the institution, to do all their best to meet those standards. That is the appeal of the making. Government can also say that for every secondary school, there must be a school board. And that school board will be made up of the proprietors, the Old Boys Association, the parents association, and then the community, they call the Catholic community. That becomes a board. And that board can sit and see exactly what is going on in the school. And government should take inspectors' reports seriously. Those reports should get to government, to the Ministry of Education, for appropriate actions to be taken. I think that is basically for government, setting standards and ensuring that as much as possible, those standards are for the global association. We've spoken a lot. Part of what we have been hearing is that 82 cents is doing a class, 79 cents is doing a class, and I think that is wrong. There should be a central coordination. The global expo should be the only organs that can interface with the school, interface with the government, and interface with the proprietors. That way there will be discipline. And then the global association must be on page with the proprietors in terms of their budget, in terms of their planning, in terms of implementation. The chapters, the sets, and the rest of them should queue clearly behind the global executive. So that you don't begin to have discordant, views. That is very important. And so that at the end of the day, global can tell us that as an armor maker, this is what we have contributed, putting everything together. I think the other key issue is that old boys will tell you what is the point of supporting the owners of the school when some of our members, some of our classmates need help. That's a big issue. And so then we have a duty to be our brother's keeper. Our brothers in our class, in our hostels and the rest of them, we must always lift them up. Because some will tell me, is it not better to lift up my friend than to go and lift up the owner of the school? That issue, the best way to resolve it is give to Caesar what is Caesar, and then you have to fix. Our classmates, our board mates, we must pull them up. But at the same time, what we got, we must give it back to the current students. That is living the legacy. There is a growing problem between domestic and diaspora dichotomy. This is unfortunate, it's dysfunctional. We need to put all the resources together. Whether domestic or diaspora, this is the origin. And this origin, we want to make sure that the standard is as high as possible. Therefore, let us take the concerns of the domestic and the diaspora, take them in, and then have the constitution reviewed and have systems set in place that will make sure that all the birds can fly in the sky because the sky is big enough. Let's avoid confusion as much as possible. And like I said earlier, let's keep thinking about the students as our focus, whether diaspora or domestic. The align focus is, of course, the students. Having said that, I think what is left for us to do is to move towards the conclusion. I read, if you don't mind, or if you give me your permission, leaving a legacy, the alma mater approach, is a higher calling. It's not day by day, it's a higher calling. And an elevated endeavor to give back to future generations in a structured way, leveraging the existing infrastructure of our alma mater with all the priceless memories acquired through school years. It is a strenuous determination not to let go of those memories. And I'm sure you agree with me that we are reliving those memories here. To remain attached to the science and data and enlightened self-interest. Because it is in our self-interest that the post-national community remains strong, remains standard. Otherwise, our personal history will be dated. If this school is allowed to go into oblivion, or it's allowed to snub in terms of standard. So we have a selfish interest to ensure that the standards are observed as if we assume we are going one night now, and I know the one that the government has done with the primary school through the Adobe program. You can imagine what they can do with the secondary school. And I hear that the Adobe program now has a second edition that is called Adobe 2.0. And that 2.0 is going to encompass the secondary school and drive up standards. If we assume that government agrees, and the owners, the Anglican Convenience, also want high standards, then we can all work together as alumni to have what is a legacy. For all boys to eventually be a legacy, the alma mater approach have said this.
That mic, what's happening now?
Open up, become transparent, and planning, budgeting, and implementation. The proprietor must see us as partners in progress. Now, is there any alma mater in Nigeria that have done very well? What we noticed in the course of the little research that we did is if you go to St. Gregory Secondary School, they've done very well. That school today is comparable to any school you can see in England. All boys that did it. And from those days, Jonah Baby, who attended St. Gregory, who is committed to leaving a legacy, the alma mater way. So if we are looking for examples, we can go to St. Gregory and also see some of the people and what they have done. What they do here, they don't buy furniture. They don't do soft. All they do are infrastructure. So it appears they have an arrangement with the Catholic diocese to focus on infrastructure. They don't put their cover on infrastructure. But if you come to us here and you say, what do we spend money on? We can't define it. We spend money on roofs, we spend money on buildings, we spend money on furniture. And some of our friends have said that first we should be spending money on future salary. And that would be the day. Therefore, in St. Gregory, they focus on the physical. If you look around this school, the physical is still immense. There is no landscaping, there is no road. In those days, you can't walk on the lawn, it's an offense. You must walk on the path. And when you attend the grammar school, you know the difference between the lawn and the path. But if you move around, you can't see it. So a lot still has to be done in terms of physical infrastructure. Now, in St. Gregory, they have a standing committee. They call it a project committee. And that project committee supports the ESCO. So that you don't overburden the president or overburden the secretary running around to do things. The ESCO can set up as ad hoc committee. From all of us here, bring out the engineers, bring out those quantities of bills, put them in a committee, and when we have projects, the project committee does that. And as that project committee is doing more and more of that, they'll begin to gain expertise. These are the structures that have made St. Gregory the flagship. Now, there are many schools with very successful alumni, but that has not been reflected in the standard. And I don't want to begin to name schools or name alumni. But if they are used to the central bank governor, Sanusi, he attended a school. Hakim Bello, our own Hakim Bello side, he attended that school. People like Adego Peter said attended that school. But it doesn't appear to have been reflected in the standard. And people will tell you that it's the organization. And that is why we must select the right ESCO that we organize and do things right. Otherwise, you will get the contributions and just say money will fritter away through some very fast fingers because you don't have the right structure. That has not been our experience, but we can do better. I think those are the pieces I would like to share. The next thing to say is, I thank you very much. Let's keep on living a life of legacy. These reports are valuable and we circulate them. Thank you very, very much. I salute you. Happy to identify with you. God bless you. Yes. Wonderful. Do you realize one fact? All what we have been discussing this morning have been captured every word from our lives. You want to believe that? It's just it. God bless you. Yes, I've been told, yes. Just 4 people, please. Come here for question. 1, Bishop. Number 2, you 3, and you, the 4th one. So, Bishop, please. You have 2 minutes. Your time starts now.
Thank you, Mr. Obaseki, for that wonderful note. I respect the protocol that has been existing since morning, with due respect to the global president. I want to agree with the speaker, Mr. Obaseki. And what I want to say is that this keynote address can be a concept note for the incoming ESCO, because it's a working paper that they can use to be able to go ahead and work with the government, work with the proprietor of the school. If the incoming ESCO can work on this document, is well researched, I think it will take our alma mater to the greatest height. So I want to say that that is my contribution. Thank you so much, Mr. Obaseki. God bless you. Amego Swahi, yes, it's a working paper. Amego Swahi, 1979, Ego Grammar School.
Thank you, class. And my class will be that. Yes, please, go. 2 minutes.
I stand on the existing protocol and I welcome my schoolmates, both my senior and my junior, to this meeting. God bless you all. By the grace of God, I am a professor of education planning, special emphasis on systems analysis and cost. The keynote speaker gave us some statistics that this school enrollment is about 500, and out of that 500, boys 320, the girls about 190 or so. And I find that statistic very disturbing. Egosa Grammar School that we represent, we don't have gender issues. It's all boys affairs. So for you now to say that the total enrollment 500, out of which 190 females, and on the basis of that, you did a teacher-student a class size ratio 1 to 20. I think that is, with all due respect, that is quite insulting. And we will not want to take that. Let us base the class size on the male student class size. And if we do that, we are going to see that the class size is is uh, is very very low, unacceptably low, and we cannot run a school like that. When we were in this school was a social good. Social good in the sense that it was publicly funded and for the good of the society. But now it is a private good. Whatever thing that we are doing here today and that we have done before now, it has not reflected. We've not had a very impressive outcome. We know that the school fees that are charged quite prohibitive. Some of us cannot bring our children in here. So whatever we do, let the school proprietor partner with old boys very well. We can partner properly, and that partnership will mitigate cost of school charges. If our effort is not mitigating what we call private cost in our group, then our contribution is not very effective. So it must be able to mitigate the private cost. It must be able to add to the society. That is when our control will be meaningful, and that is where many of us would like to support the school. And if I may ask, I doubt if the present proprietor of this Egosa Grammar School is in this meeting as well. Then,
Thank you. Thank you so much. Time is fast spent. Noted. You went from one place to the other. We're going to leave here in the next 10 minutes. I'll show you that.
Good evening, fellows of Egoba. My name is Victor Dojo, 1973 set, and I'm a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in Nigeria. I want to thank my friend, my former colleague in the bank, Mr. Basaki, for a well-researched and delivered speech. It's a working document that we indeed can build on. But I want to find out if all of us here have seen the constitution of this association, the global constitution. Have we all seen it? Yeah, I believe we haven't seen it. I haven't read it, but I can only make conjecture about some of the content. I had expected that at this occasion, copies would have been made available. If we had to buy it, then we would just buy it. But going forward, I think this can be sent to the members through PDF online, and it will be made available free of charge. So this is what I'm recommending to the incoming experts to do. But I want to believe that the Constitution does not make any provision for a position, the position of Financial Secretary, because it's not one of the positions being contested right now. So that's a big lacuna which we ought to fill. The position of the Treasurer is vastly different from Financial Secretary. The Financial Secretary, ideally, to be a chartered accountant. It takes care of the books. It records the income and expenditure of the association. It keeps good accounting records. It is its responsibility to build up, to design the internal control system of association so as to block all loopholes for leakages and waste. So we need to have a constitutional review to include the position of financial secretary. And the financial secretary, when we are doing election, has to be a chartered accountant, a qualified accountant, not a professional, better, a professional. The treasurer, his responsibility is to ensure that he keeps or banks the monies of the association. He liaises with the bank. He does the bank reconciliation and all those things. And he should ensure that there is sufficient cash inflow to execute whatever project the organization wants to do. So there must be clear demarcation. And the treasurer ideally should be an accountant, a banker, someone that has financial background, just anybody. So please let's be properly guided so to avoid the kind of rancor we were having earlier on in the day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, note. Yes. Time is fast spent, so I will hand over the microphone to the global president. Yes, please, I want to commit the condition, they are available. Please, if you need any, consult your chapter president. Okay? The conditions are available, Senior Jojo. So I just try to correct that. It's available, please. Thank you.
Great Robert, thank you very much for your patience. This is our duty, so we have to be patient. We're almost done. In fact, what I wanted to my rewrite up is here, but no need for it. Events had overtaken that. I want to use now we have the alumni office already. Yes, the first office by Block E. So we are going to renovate it, equip it, and hire the secretary. You know, is the by the grace of God is the incoming ESCO that will do that. But even the incoming ESCO, I will not leave them alone. I'm still going to to energize them. Then, this returning the school hostel across the road is a task that must be done. That is where we need close contact with the government. We must take over our hostel. Then the issue of constitutional review, we will leave that to the next expo. But at the same time, I was of the opinion that we can just nominate some 4 or 5 legal luminaries among us. But no need. The incoming expo can handle that one. But it is very, very important because we don't want to be in any mess again. Then nomination of at least 2 aerobites. I said at least it can be 3 into the school management committee. Very, very important. The aim is for us to have representation in the school management. We are not after their money or whatever it is, but we should be able to monitor the instructions we have put in place to make sure that there's a continuous maintenance. So I have to appreciate the keynote speaker for a job well done. Gentlemen, I must appreciate also the founding fathers of Europa Global, wherever they are, whether in diaspora or in Nigeria. They have done a lot. We are just benefiting from their effort. But we will continue to improve on what they have left for us. Then all the chapters that participated actively in this renovation project, I say a big thank you. Without you, it wouldn't have been possible. The thing is that an individual can come and say, I want to renovate the whole school. The glory will go to that individual. But if you contribute cover, and we renovate it, the glory will go to the whole aerobike. That was why I made sure that, you know, by the special grace of God, people key into what we are doing. It is better when it's us than when it's me. So I thank you all for your cooperation. Then I have to give special recognition to the principal. I don't know if he's here. Is the principal here? Is he here? Supposed to be here. Well, maybe he's doing some other things. I must give special recognition to the principal for the active cooperation and participation in the renovation work. It wasn't easy because we were doing it as per direct labour. So most of the time, I always call principal to ask what is happening, how is this, how is that. So I'm very, very happy. So I appreciate the principal very well. So, gentlemen, okay, let me finish. Gentlemen, let's not allow our story to end with us. Our story should not end with us. Let it continue. Let it continue to live long after we are gone, to the benefit of the present and future generations. This can only be achieved through our giving. We must learn to give, not me. Learn to give outside your cycle, outside your family. Learn to give. Be a giver. God so loved the world that He gave His own Son, you know, to come and redeem us from evil. So let us give. Let's join hands together and make our alumni matter a place of envy. Let's live a life of living a legacy. Thank you and God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Please, it's a wonderful day, but tomorrow is a big day. That's all. I want you to come as early as possible. Kick off is 10 a.m. Yeah. I have been told that if you don't have this card, don't bother to come. Yes, please. It's so important. Yeah, and this one too is that you'll get part of the gala night. Please don't misplace it. It's so important. It's not a do or die affair. No two ways about it. Everybody is qualified. The school is a level of